Go.
Hello, everybody. Today is the aftermath of the draft. So now, all
Hello.
of us combined, we will all begin roasting or applauding the picks or giving just a very, very big meh collectively towards whoever they may have picked. So we shall begin in alphabetical order.
Or how about we're just gonna go with what the tier list has, because me trying to find a team going alphabetical order is gonna be a nightmare. So we're just gonna go with what the tier list has.
Whatever his tier list says that
All
you can
right,
see on the screen. I can't see it, but whatever.
Here's our tier list for our viewers to see. And we're going to start it off with the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee Titans first.
To be quite honest, I don't have actually. It's one of the 5 teams I didn't actually get as much insight on them. I had some analysts, though, I did see from CBS, who gave them roughly a C for some decent picks to rebuild the O-line and actually to improve upon that defense. Personally, I don't know. I don't know too much about their picks in depth, so I'm going to have to go with a C on that one, too.
I don't know too much either, so I'm okay putting C.
I don't either.
I think from a positional standpoint, they attempted to fill some holes. And I think this draft, especially more than any other draft pretty much ever, you're going to get a lot more talented players coming in mid to late rounds than ever before. Because there's a lot less scouting because of COVID. There's a lot of question marks because of opt-outs. And there's a lot of question marks because apparently it was difficult to get some medical information on certain prospects. So you're going to see a lot of good players get taken later or go undrafted. So just for the heads
I
up.
can understand that.
All right.
Yeah, it's been very up in the air, but I mean, he's not wrong. There's been some good people that have, for instance, a few notable defensive pieces went really late in the first round, and he can probably attest the best running back in the draft fell at the end of the round.
Yeah, Travis Etienne. Okay.
All right. Next up,
Anyway.
Next up, we go southeast in the Miami Dolphins.
Chris can commentate on this. So Chris, you get first dibs.
Mr. Chris.
All right, so I give them an A. They did pretty good. They got another weapon for Tua. They got an edge. They did get a tight end, but I think that's just mostly for blocking reasons. And then other than that, after those, I don't know who else.
I think Miami did a very good job. I saw the 5 players that they drafted. They all seem like absolute studs. The tight end that they got, I think the tight end was like rated number 3 tight end.
Bill O'Brien and the Houston Texans a gift bag. So do they want? So I just give them a little bag with cheeses, ham and cheese, or
No, cheese is way too expensive. They get half of a Cheeto that I put in my mouth.
Okay.
Half of a wet Cheeto. No. If you really want to do one better, think of a Happy
trying to get the
bar and some Skittles.
I was gonna give them a gift, a gift basket, like with fruit and cheese.
Just want to say hi, DJ. Hi, Alex. Thanks for joining the stream again.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming.
But yeah, we did good. Now, hopefully, we could develop them.
I agree. I think the Dolphins actually built upon the great pieces on defense. Didn't you guys get a running back?
Yeah, like I think in the third round.
What was his name again?
I forgot. I didn't pay attention to the third round.
Oh, come on.
I can't remember off the top of my head the specific players they got, but I remember all 5 of them were like notable names and just.
I know they got a bunch of local products too from the U and
they got one from
the
one that they got. The 18th pick was from here. From University of Miami. So
yeah, he was a local product.
The players they got was Jalen Waddle, Jalen Phillips,
that's right.
Javon Holland, Liam.
Ooh, that's right. They got Javon Holland.
Aikenberg, Hunter Long, Larno Coleman, and Jared Dokes.
Oh yeah, Chris. Alex is in the chat. You can thank him personally for the draft picks.
Thank you, Alex. Want me to give you
Also, somebody
the gift bag?
So, DJ says nice Gouda and Emmental cheese. What the fuck is Emmental cheese?
Cheese.
Oh, I know Gouda. The second one, I don't
know what
It's
Emmental
cheese.
is.
I don't know Emmental.
It's a kind of cheese.
Let me start by this. I'm gonna give the Dolphins an A because they capitalized on something good. They retained a lot of people, and they made some smart picks where they needed to, and rebuilt a really good defense. So I'm going to give them an A. Anyone else?
Yeah, no, they get an
A.
I think
Majority rules.
So with what they've done, with what they did last year and what they have done in the draft this year, would you consider the Miami Dolphins a late, a deep playoff contender or even a Super Bowl contender?
I'm not gonna say that, but I'm not gonna say
No.
anything like that.
I'm gonna say
basically.
playoff contender.
The reason is
Playoff
we
contender.
have
Yes.
we have no idea how good any of those players are. They could all be
And that
awful.
division
They
is
could
gonna be
all be
really
Hall of
tough.
Fame.
I say Miami's out of the
Would
basement
you-
at least.
I think.
Would you
I
say
think
that they-
Miami's in the running to win that division for sure?
Would you
They
say the
can't-
AFC that both of the wild cards are coming from the AFC East this year?
Mm,
One.
no.
One.
Personally,
Is.
I don't see the
I think
Patriots
one comes
making it anymore.
I think one comes from the AFC North. At least one comes from the AFC North.
Yeah, I
At
agree. I
least
think it's
one.
gonna be.
Okay.
Probably
Yeah.
I'm gonna
two.
say this.
Yeah.
It
have
might
a
be
hot
two
take.
again.
I'm gonna say it's gonna be up in the air between Miami and Buffalo for who's gonna win the division.
I agree
Okay.
with that. I can see
For
Miami
wild
winning it
card,
if Tua
'cause
can
now
play
we got-
halfway
We
decent.
gotta put in the
I don't see
Chargers
the-
now. The Chargers look good now.
Maybe.
Well, remember we've got
No,
7 teams instead of 6.
Yeah, that's true.
That is a good point. And the
we'll
thing
see
is,
what
the
happens.
Chargers. We'll get to the Chargers. I have some good stuff to chime in on them. Anyway,
DJ said
Next
Dolphins
play, next
versus
team.
Bills would be fucking brutal. Yeah, that'd be a slugfest.
that's gonna
That'd
be-
be a slugfest.
We're
That'd be
going
awesome
back
to
to the-
watch.
that'll be a
to the-
primetime game. I
Yeah.
want to
Back
see
to
that.
the early 90s.
Next up,
Yeah.
next up is the Brownies.
All right.
Well,
I'll start with this
Bruce-
one.
you got to go
Okay.
because you'll be the least.
boy.
Try and be as least biased as possible.
I'm gonna be as
He's a-
as least best. Hear me out. They had a really good draft. Boom!
They
I
did.
said it. I'm honest.
No, they
I'm
did. They
incredibly biased. Somewhat biased. They had a really good draft. They filled needs. They got a couple. They got a couple of steals here and there. I mean, we're gonna see how they do, but personally, the drafting history isn't the greatest. I mean, they've had
Yeah,
a
it's
top
definitely
10 pick for the last 3 decades.
Right.
Johnny
So-
Football.
You're eventually gonna hit on a few,
hmm
but
They did with Joe
let's see how
Thomas.
they do with this.
Alex
I
in the
think it on a
chat
few
says B
guys,
plus.
B plus, I'd agree because the thing
I'll
is
give
they,
them
they
that.
built on that
Yeah.
defense. They didn't build enough to give their offense as much depth as I thought. But I mean, I can agree with that. I'm gonna say I'd say B plus.
I
I'll
hope
say
Tree
B.
watches this when we talk about Pittsburgh.
Oh wait, DJ says Browns are winning the AFC North. I'm calling it. They're a much more complete.
DJ,
team.
No,
DJ, stop.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
if Pittsburgh doesn't beat out Cleveland, Baltimore will definitely beat out Cleveland.
actually,
There's 2
I personally
other
feel like
very good
Baltimore.
teams.
Next
I will
up,
say this: Baltimore's beat.
Hear me?
Go ahead, say.
I said let's not get ahead of ourselves.
let's not get ahead of
Let's not get
ourselves. All right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Next
we go.
up is number 1 overall pick, Jaguars.
Jaguars. I'm gonna take a draft. I'll give them a meh sort of draft because the thing is,
Yeah.
B
they
minus.
picked up everything predictable, but at the same time, I mean, I don't know. They didn't do much else of note. I mean, they made all the picks everyone assumed, and then really,
And
it was
Travis
kind of
Etienne.
weird. Like,
They
it
made
was
So-
all
weird,
the right
filled
picks
random.
and Travis Etienne.
How screwed is
Exactly.
Gardner Minshew now?
Oh, he's
Well,
he's really
gone.
really screwed. He's gone.
He's basically been gone for the last
He's gone.
4.
That's
Yeah.
gonna be a shame
They're-
because he's the embodiment of Florida, man.
Well, no,
Yes,
Trevor Lawrence
yes,
is
yes.
the new, no, Trevor Lawrence is the new Florida man. They replaced the Florida man with another Florida man.
Yeah, but he
So you think-
needs the mullet, a mustache. He needs to have like a missing tooth now.
I'm
Well, he's
talking
got
about the
long hair.
I'm talking about the long.
He's already halfway
body.
there, though.
He looks like a total surfer dude, right?
Yeah,
He
but
looks
like
surf
he'd
is
be-
more for like California. There's no waves in Jacksonville.
I don't know.
He'd be
Jacksonville's a
I don't know.
border
LA
city
quarterback.
between Georgia and Florida.
Well, I'm just saying Florida in general, not necessarily, just
He would
Jacksonville.
be a good LA
He-
quarterback.
They surf in Florida, don't they, Chris?
Yeah,
Waves
Jacksonville's
are
not
better
known
in
for.
LA. Waves are better in LA.
Yeah, waves are better.
Well, obviously, yeah, but
People
so,
surf
I'm gonna
here
give-
when there's a hurricane.
so we say good picks but predictable.
Well,
Yeah.
I want to say one thing.
I give them a C
They did
plus.
have one awful
Yeah.
pick,
I say B.
which drops it. There's one pick that drops the whole draft to a B- for me, and that's Travis Etienne at 25.
Yeah, that.
Why
that was
would you
weird.
draft a running back in the like? I get it, he's teammates with Trevor Lawrence, but you have a 1,000-yard rusher that you just drafted last
They have
year.
Miles Gaskin. Like they. Or not Miles.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
sorry,
they
that's
got
Dolphins.
Gaskin.
And that
too.
is true. They're picking
No,
up a
it's the
tight end too.
That's
Tebow.
true.
Tim Tebow.
That's
Touchdown,
right.
Jesus.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I put them in B because that's like medium tier. We
B
had like B
minus.
minuses and B.
I'm gonna give them. I say B. Well, C plus B minus. So I'll have to say.
I don't have
I'll say the
pluses.
latter,
You're
B
gonna
minus.
have to just stick with the letter. I don't have
Right,
plus or
right, let's
minuses.
go. All right,
He
that's
is
fine.
good
That's fine.
enough.
That's fine.
Let's
He's
go.
a good
Uh,
I think Saxonville was a wide receiver away from being a possible Super Bowl contender.
but then they traded everybody,
Yeah.
so now we don't have to worry
Yes, I
about
know.
how far away they are. Next up is the basement dwellers in Michigan, Detroit Lions.
I thought you were about to say Pittsburgh, and I was about to be very
Lions, I
upset.
give them. Actually, you know what? Lions, I give
They had a
them-
good draft.
I'll give them a B too.
I
The
feel like
thing is,
they
this
always
one-
have good drafts and then it just doesn't go well. Why do I
Well,
feel
hold
this
No,
on.
way?
but they got the right player for the first round.
You boys ready for
I will
this?
say.
I'm about
yeah.
to say something wild here. You ready?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Detroit had the best draft in that division. Boom. Said
Yeah.
it. Drop
Yeah,
the
no,
ball.
no. He's right. He's
so
right.
where are we putting it?
He's
I
right.
give them an A. I give
Yeah,
them an
I give them
A.
a B.
Yeah.
I say B because
He
the
got
thing is,
they got
Damn it.
Penny Sewell.
Oh
They got
wait,
Penny
so
Sewell.
so I have two
They get
A's
Penny Sewell.
and do I have two B's?
I'll say B. Yeah, B.
Tanner.
B.
I'm gonna be the deciding factor.
But we had second
You
best.
have to admit it. You have to admit it. You are a division rival. You have to admit it that they had the better draft of your division.
Let's
Hey,
hear
Shut up, Chris.
chat. Let's hear the
No, you-
ranking. Let's hear the ranking from the chat. Where did the Detroit Lions go? A or B? There, you gotta decide it for us, guys. A or B?
Wow,
I
you
see a
have
B from Thomas.
Let's see if it splits it.
Come
or if
on,
it
A or
stays.
B? Come on, let's see it, chat.
Guys, let Detroit have this one thing.
I
They
got
have to get
a
a
little
victory
hot take
sooner
for
or
the
later.
Lions now. If they keep on drafting like this, they're gonna be a contender in that division soon.
Let's keep
The
them at
problem-
A.
Chris.
Let's keep them at A for now. So let's keep at A for now.
Oh, I'd say I'm gonna say this.
Tanner's
We
so
just
can
like,
we
I'm
can
gonna
we can
kill you.
rearrange this draft the board after. Tanner, you're up.
I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to give him a B. Spielman pretty much gambled with his job by trading the first round pick, but it paid off. He got a
No, but
bounty.
you got your guy at the end.
Yes, we did, and the fact that he knew Darisaw was going to drop that far shows that he is a NFL GM. Show
So why did Darisaw drop that low?
beats
Well,
me.
Well, because people don't know. It's
Mm.
that COVID
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, it's a Russian roulette really now this year.
Yeah,
This year, you got
and
there's a lot of talented players that got out of the first round. A lot of talent they got out of the 1st
Mhm.
round. A lot of talent they got out of
That's
the
true.
second round.
So
whether
this
was
everybody
a-
is everybody else agreeing in a B?
B.
All right, Tanner, final words.
whether we were able to fleece the Jets or they fleeced us is going to depend on our record this year. But look, we did get our guy, and we also got a backup for Kirk Cousins. So
And then again, it's the Jets.
It's the
The
Jets.
Jets, hey, low key, Jets kind of look nice this year.
Shut up. Next
They
up,
kind of look nice.
is our Super Bowl champions.
I keep
Pittsburgh.
hearing that.
Ah.
I'm about to server you, Bruce.
Let me
I'm
have
gonna
fun,
say-
damn it.
All right,
just
Tampa
did-
Bay.
I'll say this. Tampa didn't even try because they didn't even need to try. I'm gonna give them a C.
Yeah,
See.
it was just predictable. They just
So another predictable
though
draft.
I told my
He's
dad
got
this.
supplementary pieces and pieces for the future. That's
Yeah,
it.
I told my dad
Yeah,
this
true.
is that since Tampa got a quarterback saying that he's gonna replace Brady, Brady is gonna go off and win like the next 3 Super Bowls. because
he's
fuck
probably
you,
gonna-
that's why.
He's probably going to do
Steve.
it anyways, to be honest.
Yeah.
When you're running out with a Pro Bowl roster, you should be able to win.
You
Yep.
shouldn't need to worry about the draft as much.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they brought back every single starter. They were
Mhm,
able
that's
to bring
right.
back all
All
every
22
single
Everybody was
starter.
resigned.
Yeah,
to
They even
contracts.
brought back Antonio Brown. I
But
hate
they brought
Enough
everyone back.
from the clown.
So basically, Brady strong-armed everybody into coming back for another year.
And he might
Yep.
strong
And
arm
they won the
Edelman.
Super Bowl. They
Oh,
also
God,
won
no.
the Super Bowl.
No.
They had the
No,
money
they're
to
not.
do it.
Where's he gonna play?
Him
Where's
str-
Edelman play?
Him strong-arming
True.
Gronk is bad enough.
I'm gonna say
Here's the
this.
thing:
Edelman.
Edelman's not gonna come back because Edelman won't play.
Well, the other thing is, who
He's
would he
not playing
Oh
start
yeah,
over?
they already
Let's
have
face
enough
it.
receivers.
They're not playing.
They
He's
have
not playing
Evans,
over-
Antonio.
Godwin, and Brown.
They're not.
Yeah,
They don't need him. I mean, he would be the worst receiver on the starting roster.
Well, him and Scotty Miller, but Scotty Miller right now is probably better than Edelman right now.
Edelman's
Edelman's overrated.
is a glorified watered Walmart Wes Welker.
Okay, let's not. We don't need to get back into how Edelman is definitely not a Hall of Famer. I don't care what anybody says.
He's not.
not a
He's
Hall of
not a Hall of
Famer.
No,
Famer.
well, you don't have
Anyway,
to get into
next
that.
team.
We don't have to.
So, what do we agree though? I say the Bucks
C.
get a C,
C,
for that.
yeah,
C.
C. I
C.
agree with C.
It was
Yeah.
it was predictable. They didn't need to partake in the draft. They could have sat out on this
They
one.
didn't
and
need
they
to
would have had a
try,
C.
and I don't need to try either. Next,
We go from Super Bowl champions to Injury Bowl champions in the San Francisco 49ers.
actually, the Niners
They
did really
did.
good. I'll give them an A. I'm
And
giving
Niners
them an A.
pretty good.
I'm gonna give them an A. You know, the Niners actually looked down. They actually built some great. I mean, on top of getting Trey Lance, I mean, they fixed their quarterback situation. They've got other pieces to rebuild the O line, and they look like they're trying to build a very rush-heavy offense. And I mean, that's
The
I gotta
QB
credit them where
situation
credit
is still weird, though. It's still
Yeah.
odd.
Jimmy,
Nobody knows
yeah,
what the
it
fuck is
They
going
were-
on.
I will say this: they were smart enough to trade up. I mean, with the pick they had, and so now
Mhm.
the thing is, I have to credit. I mean, I don't like them personally, but I mean, I do have to give credit where credit is due. Now Shanahan has the opportunity of putting up Jimmy G as collateral to really benefit the team somewhere down the road. Will this translate into something?
Shenanigans.
I don't know. I
Me
don't know,
neither,
but I
'cause,
mean,
like,
just
this is-
put
it's still
San Fran-
odd.
Well,
It's still odd.
it's odd, but I can't deny it though. The Niners still had a really good draft.
This
So I'll-
offseason,
They did.
yeah, this offseason, we need to see what Lance and Jimmy G do together, and we need to see if there's some synergy there. If Lance is learning,
I personally think
Hey.
that decision was actually very smart because the thing is that said they don't have the best group of receivers.
if they
Let's
took
face it,
if
Deebo
they took
Samuel.
Fields, I think Jimmy G would have been pissed, or if they
They-
took Jones.
I don't understand because Fields was actually had better stats than Trey Lance, but I mean Trey Lance was still better than Mac Jones. So
No,
everyone
both-
had them picked.
I think Fields and Jones both have the mindsets and the skills to be day one quarterbacks. That's why both of them would have pissed off Jimmy G. Taking Lance,
Yeah.
he's not a day one quarterback.
I will say this about Trey Lance. I personally think he's going to be really good in the NFL, but I mean he's unproven. He's a North Dakota State quarterback, so unless he becomes like Carson Wentz, only without the injuries and with more staying power, I mean he's unpredictable. But I mean he can prove me wrong when the season starts. But I
think-
still
Yeah.
think the Niners made a good pick with that.
I
So,
think Trey Lance has the best first season of anyone in this quarterback draft, just because he has
I
the
agree.
most around him.
he does. I mean,
Yeah,
they
he
built
has
a really good-
True, yeah.
He has Kittle.
He
He's got-
has the most weapons out of any of the
got
first round QBs
weapons.
drafted.
Got McKinnon.
Got
He's,
Juice.
I think he's
Weapons
got
and great
George
coaching.
Juice
Kittle.
Chick. He's got
Mhm.
Juice Chick and he's got Deebo Samuel.
Weapons and great coaching.
Don't forget
and
Brandon.
a great defense.
And a good defense.
Brandon Ayuk, that's right.
Yeah, he's got
The
he's got
defense,
everything to
yeah.
succeed.
He's got the best situation.
He's in the best
He does.
situation. Yeah, that's a good way to put
Thing
it.
is,
He's in the
got
best
a good
situation.
O-line. The O-line, I'll just leave this out there. The O-line made Jimmy actually look like he actually had a collective knowledge of how to process things a little better than he actually did. But I mean, Trey Lance, I feel, has a lot to bring to the table. So I mean, he definitely has. I mean, I feel good. I feel like he's got a lot of potential to be really good. So I'm going to settle that. Niners get an A from me. You guys?
Yeah, I like A.
Okay. Right, who's next?
Next up is the good old Dirty Birds or I guess the old Dirty Birds in the Atlanta Falcons.
Actually, I'm going to give them a B.
Yeah,
They filled
they got
holes
Kyle
that
Pitts.
were needed filling, but at the same time, they didn't seem like they had a direction in mind. They didn't seem like they were focused on building either offense or defense. They just saw like, oh, we have pieces that are missing.
Yeah,
Let's
well,
just
what do they even need in general?
everything.
An entire
Everything.
defense.
Which is
Yeah,
funny
so they
because Dan
won't choke
Quinn,
Pretty
leads.
much an entire
Matt Ryan is not Russell Wilson.
No,
No,
Matt
but
Ryan's
Nobody's
fine.
asking
He's
Matt
good
Ryan to be
enough.
Russell Wilson.
Matt Ryan's fine.
Matt
Matt Ryan's fine.
not the issue by any means. Kyle Pitts is going to be fine. The offense is fine, but they keep getting more offensive weapons, and they never touch the defense. And defense is always what fails them every single year, and they never address it, and they didn't do it again. So for
Guys, I have
that,
to
I'm
point
giving them
something
a
out.
C.
I have to point something out. You realize Dan Quinn, I mean, now that he's gone, regardless, but Dan Quinn was one of the masterminds behind the Legion of Boom, one of the best defenses that won a Super Bowl. But like, how do you make that transition, man? It's like if Mike Martz and Dick Vermeil suddenly decided to build a team with almost no offense. So pretty much if they went to the Bears. But that's something I've just never comprehended because the Falcons have always tried to shoot for a high-powered offense. And yet Dan Quinn's a defensive-minded coach coming from Seattle, so I don't understand.
I think
How
the
does your
mindset is that Dan Quinn's mind will be able to put the players, even though a lot of them are mediocre, in the right situation to succeed, and then it'll be good enough. So just beef up that offense. So it doesn't really need a whole lot of coaching, or at least competent coaching, and it'll be fine. I think that's the mindset with it, but it's not a very good strategy when your offense is stacked and your defense has been struggling. You need to get someone on that defense other than Deion Johnson.
I will say this. This is one case of a team whose offense hasn't been good enough to bail out that bad of a defense. Unlike the Chiefs, per se.
Well, the Chiefs have a much better defense, I would say.
Yeah, the Chiefs at least have a decent defense. It's still really bad, but
It's not great.
Serviceable.
But DJ does make a good point
They don't
here. I
blow
think we
leads.
all have to consider they're still going to choke. Just can't
Yeah.
avoid it.
It's
Okay,
the Atlanta
they're gonna have the
tradition.
best draft
What?
Still
Of
have
course
to-
they
they're
will.
gonna choke. That's
guys,
just how
I have
you
a
roll.
prediction. I'm gonna have a prediction. I'm
Death
gonna say
taxes and the
are gonna
Falcons
start-
choking.
I'm gonna say this. I have a prediction. I have a feeling the Falcons are gonna collapse. I'm gonna say they're gonna go like 7-2 to start the year, and then just crash and burn.
I like that prediction.
Yeah, it's not bad.
That's not that bad.
I guess
Anyway,
I
I
don't know.
give the Falcons a B. Anybody else?
Yeah.
I'm giving them a C.
Yeah.
All right, Bruce, the only person to give him a C. All right. Next up, it's the team that just picked up a lineman who hates the fact that Juju does TikTok dances. It's the Baltimore Ravens.
I give them. Actually, they had a kind of a draft. I give them also a C.
I like C too.
They did good. I think they did good.
Eh,
Baltimore always drafts well. That's just how it goes. Baltimore always drafts well.
they do, but this year just seemed kind of weird. Like
They're like Pittsburgh, right? They always draft well. The only difference is people actually say after the draft that they drafted well, and people always say that the Steelers get like a C every year. That's basically how it is.
Yeah, but I mean, they
Baltimore
said
had
that
another
they said
good
the Ravens
draft.
had a good drip pick last year, but Marquise Brown panned out pretty poorly for their system, and they really didn't have a whole lot of notable pieces left.
Well, and the quarterback isn't necessarily the greatest thrower of the football in the world.
Let's
Lamar
be completely
Jackson is
honest.
a
What's the
running
song
back.
I always sing? There you go.
Lamar
Dang it.
Jackson is a running
No,
back.
that's what I
Lamar
say.
Jackson is a running back.
All right, so
I
we're
give
all
them
a
go.
C.
We're all going with C.
What?
Yeah.
Mhm.
C.
Okay, cool.
Baltimore gets-
B. Well, we have two people with a B.
No, we don't. Shut up.
Me and Alex said B.
No,
I said
Alex
C.
said C.
Oh, sorry.
So you're
C,
by
my
yourself
bad.
again. Next. I can hear my echo. Tanner,
Yes, you can.
Oh,
too.
can I?
Sorry.
move the earbud. Move the earbud away from the microphone. Don't hold the earbud. Let it hang. There you go. All right. Next up.
next?
I heard myself and I'm like, stop. Next up is C. I mean Chicago Bears.
I give them a. Well, actually, you know what? I'll give them a B because they upgraded the thing that everyone's been bugging them for the past 30 years and getting a good quarterback finally.
We don't know if they have a good quarterback though yet. That's the thing. We
Justin
don't know if
Fields,
he's
man.
good.
He looks like
You cannot grade based off of they might be good, they might not be good. The whole point of these draft grades being this early is just you have to go off of what does college show.
Well,
Yeah,
this
that's the
well,
You know what?
Draft
me go
grades
back
right
and-
after the draft are pretty fucking dumb to begin
Then why
with.
Yeah,
are we
but everyone
doing this
does it.
video?
Because
What?
it's fun to do it.
Then it's
Everybody
not
does it,
dumb.
though.
Shut up.
And nothing
You're
else is happening.
contradicting yourself.
Nothing else is happening, and it's fun to do. And there's nothing else to do in sports. Damn it! So this is what we're doing.
Anyway,
There's nothing to
We
do in
all
sports.
know it's dumb.
We're about to
Everyone
have
admits
we're
it.
about to have playoffs in hockey and basketball. The baseball season's in full bloom.
I know maybe 5 people who watch hockey, and you guys are 4 of them.
You also grew up in California. Go to where Tanner is. You'll find more.
Hey,
anyway,
California and
let me move it
Arizona,
on.
damn it.
I'm gonna move it on and just say, well, the thing is, like, whatever praise I just gave for Trey Lance, I'm gonna add another I'm gonna add another 50% and apply that to Justin Fields because I saw him in college and he really shows like he's got a lot to bring. He looks really NFL ready. I think it's the
Ohio
Bears, I
State
will say,
quarterback.
double down on their defense. Offensive wise, they didn't give him a whole lot of weapons, but really,
They already have
mean,
weapons.
yeah, I mean they have Allen Robinson and Tariq
Allen
Cohen,
Robinson
so
and-
they get a
and Mooney.
pass, but from that, I'll say that it's weird, but I'll give him a B for that one.
Was
B.
it worth
I
trading
think-
all those picks?
I
though?
think B to start.
They traded up with the Giants.
That we
too,
won't
that's
know
right.
until this draft's over. But that we
See,
won't know
with the
until the season's
Giants-
over.
The Giants are a whole other
Yeah.
can of worms I'll get to in a bit, but I'll say the
But
Bears get
yeah, I think a B to start it off with.
No.
Like not going into
Yeah.
the season yet. I think a B is a good start.
same. All
Okay.
right.
Cincy.
F, definite F.
No,
F.
no, not an F. I'm not giving them an
C.
F.
I'm sorry. Is the Steelers fan feeling remorse for the Cincinnati Bengals?
Whoa, I don't feel remorse. I don't feel remorse, alright? But I'm realistic-ish.
I give them an F because literally they picked up a receiver just because he was cool with Burrow, and yet Burrow had the living shit beaten out of him.
Yet Burrow has a
regardless of that.
giant ass scar on his left knee.
But keep in mind, it's a super deep offensive line draft this year. No one wants to say it. Everyone just wants to say, oh, you can't do that. It's because of this. No.
I will say this:
deep
they could have
offensive
gotten
line
Panay
draft.
Sewell. They could
So-
have gotten
So they,
Sewell
and they got an
gotten him some
offensive
protection.
lineman down the road. So I think I'm going to give them a C. It's not, they didn't have
Give
a
them
great
an F
draft.
because they don't
but
know
they
where their
weren't
You
priorities.
need a
are.
hell of a lot more than one offensive lineman in the draft to fix that offensive
They
line.
also
I'll get
picked
to that
up a
because
couple
another
pieces.
team did the exact same thing, and I will get to them and roast them a little bit more. But for now, I do give the Bungles an F
I'm going to
because that
say
is one of the-
this. We're going to do this off 2 things just because I want to meet in the middle, so we're going to put it at D just because A, I want to meet at the middle between our C and F, and B, we do not have an F tier on this tier list, so we're going to go D.
Ah,
So
What
What kind of tier
how
list
much
is this?
how
You got
much
it off
cap space
Wish.com?
do the Bengals have right now?
they have
How
the,
much
like,
what
the
do
third
they have?
most.
Cash.
They have like the third most in the league, I think.
Oh,
They need
also
offensive
another
linemen
thing, guys. We
stats.
have an S tier, by the way, and I think only one team is going to go there. So at the
Pittsburgh,
end of the day, you
of
guys are
course.
going to have to select a team that had the best 2021 draft.
Pittsburgh.
All right.
Shut up. Next.
Pittsburgh.
Are we good to move on or any more arguments?
Yeah, move on. They got
That'll
a
be
D.
good.
Cool.
Move on.
America's team.
Oh God!
They're all right.
How about them Cowboys?
Ooh.
I think they had a solid draft. They drafted a guy whose last name is Cox, so that's pretty cool.
Great.
I'm gonna give him a
That's
C.
great.
I'll give him a C. It was
I'll
an
give them.
average draft.
I'll agree that
Yeah, I
it
agree with
wasn't
that.
very exciting, and they didn't really fill a whole lot of. Well, that's it. They didn't really. Yeah, I'll give it that. They've had a very defensive-focused draft, so I mean, I can't fault them for that. But it was weird. They didn't follow any trends of people from any schools or anything. It's just weird.
I think we're putting predictable draft picks in the C tier, it looks like. Besides Jacksonville.
Jerry's always got something up his sleeve.
Yeah,
He does, but
it's
it
usually bad.
hasn't panned out since 1995. so.
Yeah. He's had something up his sleeve for the last 25 years, but it hasn't panned out yet.
We
Don't
all
Okay.
worry, guys.
This is gonna
I
be
was
the
like
Cowboys
3
year.
of the last time the
Guys,
Cowboys
don't
won the
worry.
Super
It's-
Bowl.
Guys, this is their year, man.
we all
This
good
is
to
the
move
Cowboys
on?
year.
How about
Yes.
them Cowboys?
This is their year times 25 years.
C. This is the C.
See,
Oh, okay. C
C.
around the board. Next
Yep.
up is the destruction of Bill O'Brien.
F.
This poor bastard.
F.
F.
I'm gonna
F.
tell you right
S
now.
for shit.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
S for
Actually,
shit.
yeah, that's what
Two
the
S
S
tiers,
tier
one
should
at
be
the
for.
top, one
That's
at the
what the S
bottom.
tier should be for. You know what? Make it that. The S tier should be for that because the thing is,
The S tier should be
the
for that.
Texans.
All right, well, let me
Texans
move.
ST for
what are
Okay,
they
shit.
doing?
I'll move S to the bottom.
Texans-
S is at the bottom now. And there they are. We have A, B, C,
Okay.
D, and S. There you go.
You know,
S
is at the
Philip
bottom
Lindsay. Philip Lindsay must. What?
What?
Philip Lindsay was.
Phil Lindsay must be what?
What?
Philip Lindsay must be a masochist to go to Houston on a free agent
They,
deal.
they wrote him the biggest check. That's the thing.
They run the biggest check.
Houston picked up 28 free agents, which is the most in the NFL, and I think maybe 3 of them might be big names.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. They're still paying for the sins of that Brandon Cooks contract with the Rams, and then they decided to give the Rams another present by trading up 2 spots in the second, near the end of the second round, and gave the Rams 2 fourth-rounders. Which is
We all
There
know
you
that
go.
we all know they've been trading terribly. You don't have to remind us.
No, but they did it like this during this draft. Like they
But this
minimized
is
their picks
Post
straight up.
Bill O'Brien.
No, but they're still being stupid. Like they've picked almost nothing to help the matters out.
Wait, time out. Alex in the chat, who's supposed to be a Christian?
Huh?
Are you talking about Alex in the chat? Are you talking about Philip Lindsay?
What?
Alex put in.
What?
I'm surprised he even wanted to come. Must be a Christian. Are you talking about Philip Lindsay, Alex in the chat? Is that who you're talking about? Give us context here, bud. God damn it.
Yeah.
Type faster.
Anyway,
Ah, fine.
give
Yes.
the
Okay.
Texans an
Yes.
F.
He means Philip
F.
Lindsay. Surprised he even wanted to come. Must be a Christian. Maybe.
hey, Joey's here.
Joey, good.
Just
You're
in
here
time.
just in time. We haven't gone to Denver yet.
Joe, I give Texans an F. Anyway, anybody
Yeah.
else?
All right. They're an S
F.
for shit.
F.
S for shit.
Next.
Oh, here, actually, I can type in. There we go. Typed in shit. All right, cool. Next up is Indianapolis.
Actually, Indy is decent. I'll give them a B.
I'll
Yeah.
go B. Indy
They
always
got Quiddy Pay.
They did get Quiddy. Quiddy. His name is also Quiddy.
Quiddy. Quiddy Pay.
Oh my goodness. Yes, DJ. Mr. 11 and 5 has arrived.
You know what's
Yeah.
funny?
Wait till we get to the Broncos.
Oh yeah, wait until we get to the
That will be
Broncos.
fun.
That's
That will
gonna be
be
great.
fun.
Y'all want to see? Y'all want to hear something funny though?
What?
What?
The only thing I've heard about the Tennessee Titans draft class this year is that one of them already got arrested.
So D?
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I'm down to move it to D just for that. The fact
Yeah,
that it was not
do it.
memorable
Low
and a
power
guy
of the
already is
week.
arrested.
D.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
moving it
Some
to D
people just get
'cause I
drunk
heard
on
that.
money and go
They're
ape
fucked up.
shit.
Okay.
Anyway,
Cool.
next.
Pittsburgh.
So good. We're editing our draft board. All right, Alex, you're up.
The Rams.
Yep. No first round draft pick in 3 years. Good job.
Well,
Good
I
fucking
actually do have
job.
to give them. And you know what? You can tell this is biased because I'm giving the Niners a higher draft grade than them. But the thing is, the Rams. I mean, they didn't do a whole lot in terms of like off the bat. They didn't. They should have gotten a guard. I mean, luckily they picked a really good undrafted free agent who was actually ranked to go in the second round at the end. They made some good pickups near the end and actually got a few ex-Pitt teammates of Aaron Donald. So I'll give them that. They at least made amends from that. I mean, they picked 2 receivers, which I think was kind of stupid. Although they did get a Tutu Atwell, which actually wasn't a bad wide receiver 3 option since we lost Josh
You
Reynolds.
missed
to
on
the Bengals,
Juju,
too.
so you get 2-2.
Exactly. Exactly.
Is
Enough.
there 3-3?
You know why? Because that funny thing is, Gerald Everett was our second round pick in 2017, and we passed on Juju for him. But this is making
Oh,
amends for
DJ
it.
makes
But
a good
the thing
point.
is,
LA drafted a speed wide receiver to pair with Deshaun Jackson.
and it gets better, and it gets a lot better. The thing is, they drafted a really good defensive end from. I'm trying to remember what school he went to. They picked who was the third pick the Rams had in the, I think started the third round. Our second pick though, that was an even better steal. His name was Ernest Jones. He's a linebacker from South Carolina. He was the third best ranking linebacker left on the board actually when we picked him up. So I mean, the Rams made some great picks.
So
to
where are you
double
putting
down
it?
on a few. I'm gonna give them a B.
Do we all
You can
agree?
tell I'm not. I'm not being biased because the Niners. I'll give the Niners the one grade above us.
How about the rest of us here?
I'll give them that.
All right. Next up is your stadium neighbors, Alex.
Actually, Chargers had it. You know what? And this is without bias. I give them an A. You know what? The very first thing they did was focus on protecting Herbert, and that I think is very genuinely smart. They didn't focus it because they know what they have. They kept in stock that he has weapons. They have a great defense. They just decided to really fill the minor holes that they had left, but primarily focus on giving in protection. I'll give them an A.
Did you already do the Mongols?
Yeah,
We
we
did.
did.
We put them at D.
I
Good.
wanted to put them in F.
Well, we
I
didn't
see.
have an F tier, so D it is. So
Alright.
wait. So we're giving Chargers an A.
I give the Chargers an A. Yes.
Anyone oppose?
No, that's fine.
Okay. Next up, Kansas City.
Again, they
I
really
give
didn't
them
need
a
to do
C
anything.
as well. I give them a C as well. They didn't even try.
No, yeah,
I mean,
they
if that's-
did. No, they did well. I give them a B.
Yeah,
They got a center. They
Yeah.
strengthened
they gotta
that
be. They got
offensive
line.
Yeah.
They got line for Patrick
They
Mahomes.
strengthened that line.
Okay, you know
That's
what?
a B.
Okay, I'll change it to
Yeah.
a B. I'll agree. I'll give them a B. All right.
All right. Next up, New Orleans.
F. Definite F. I'm sorry, but the thing is, they were in dire need of a quarterback. You went from Drew Brees to Jameis Winston.
He
You're
has
going-
no fucking faith in Teddy whatsoever.
Here's the
No,
thing.
Jameis. Teddy's in Colorado.
Name is Jameis.
I'm sorry, but going from Drew Brees to Teddy, it's not Teddy. Sorry, going from Drew Brees to Jameis is like going from a Corvette, a Chevy Corvette, to a Yugo. This like how do
Wait,
you
but we're all
possibly?
forgetting about what's his name?
Taysom Hill.
No, you guys, no. They don't take a quarterback out where they want. The reason you don't take a QB there is you don't reach just because you need the need. Right? You don't reach
You know what?
for that. And they ended up
I don't know. I've
getting
been
a
hearing
quarterback
that.
in the draft. So they
They
did
had-
what they needed to do. I'll give them a B.
I give them an
I don't
F
know.
for
I
that,
mean, they say that the time when you mess up getting a quarterback is when you need a quarterback.
Well, the other thing
you
is,
don't reach
they needed a
for it.
their pass defense was it was substantial, but they decided to use their first rounder on a safety. I mean,
Yeah,
I thought
because they need a safety.
they had
need
Marshawn Lattimore, and they have a
Safety.
decent pass defense. I mean,
No,
I
we're
know
talking
he's a
about
quarterback.
safety, not corner.
They-
Marshawn
get-
Lattimore's a cornerback.
I mean, let's be real.
They
So he's
get
going to be
a
learning
few.
under Malcolm Jenkins, though. So what? He's going to learn how to pretty much kill any wide receiver who's under 5'10". So I
For
mean,
me,
Okay.
they get a C.
I-
We're gonna
they got-
settle.
I
We're
personally-
gonna settle because if I put this at B, I feel like Alex is gonna figure out where I live and shoot me. We're going to settle for C.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait.
That was a
Alex says
terrible
they were
draft.
gonna be F'd, but they picked up the guy from U of H in the first. Oh, shut the hell up, Alex. If that's the case, if that's the case in my eyes, the Atlanta Falcons has an A draft grade. So shut the hell up.
oh,
All right,
I'll
next
give
up.
them. How about a D? I'll settle. How about a D?
All right, yep, D.
All right. D.
Next
what?
up is the team we loved seeing this draft. New York Giants. Let's hear it.
F.
Three
But
plungers in the head. Three plungers in the head.
I give this draft four plungers out of 5 because it sucked.
No,
I'm putting them right next to the Texans.
I give them 3 plungers down.
They traded up. They traded up to get Tony.
To get Kadarius Tony, and the
What
next
are you
pick was
doing?
Quiddy Pay.
Well, think
What
of it
are
like
you
this.
doing?
At least they have a good offense now. Or at least they should. Or at least Danny
You know Kenny
Dimes.
Galladay, but
Danny Dimes has no more. Danny Dimes has no more excuses now. So
Yeah, he has
He
no
does
more
have-
excuses.
he does have Kenny Galladay, but
My friend, I
I'm
think
sorry,
we
but
started
Giants-
getting up on Danny Dimes when he tripped over himself at the 10-yard line.
yeah, after running for 80 yards.
I think that was
Against
the
the
time that
Eagles.
everybody in their right
That was
mind
the
should give
time-
up on Danny.
Yes.
Yeah, now
Danny
what
Eagles.
an awful play. He went for a whole 80 yards.
Anyway, bye
Against the
Giants. We
Eagles.
love seeing you fucking
F.
fail.
Derp.
All right.
Derp,
Yep,
baby,
derp.
derp, derp.
Next up
next.
is the home of Philly. And no, do not make any jokes about who I think you know. Philly.
No, we're not gonna mention him, but I actually Eagles I think had a
Who?
good draft too when they traded
No one.
traded up to get Devontae Smith. No, but
Yeah,
let's
they
be honest.
did pretty good.
They got Devontae Smith, actually. You know what? They made a good trade up. They decided to focus in on that offense around Jalen Hurts. Because he is a mobile quarterback, but they did give him some weapons. Because the thing is, that's one thing the Eagles have been lacking for quite a bit. So I'm going to give them a B on that one for the trade up to get Devontae Smith and for adding other new pieces to the defense and just pretty much filling it with youth. I'll give them a B. They had a pretty good draft.
Beep.
That's acceptable.
B.
All
Okay,
right.
beep.
All right, Bruce. Go ahead.
I give them
Oh,
a
shit.
4.4
There we
out
go.
of 5.
We're
Sorry.
using the letter
Okay,
system,
we're on
Joey.
the Steelers.
Yeah.
Here
All right.
Here we go.
All right, Bruce. Go ahead.
All right. 3 is not gonna
The floor is
like
yours.
this take. I give
He's not here.
he if he ever sees this.
He's never gonna see it. Go on.
Well, what the shot. Anyway, I give my Pittsburgh Steelers an A. And let me speak. Let me speak.
Yins a minute.
My
I
hand,
give
my
them an
hand
A.
is over the server mute button.
NFL.com gave them an A too, okay? I'm not speaking out my ass here. All right, let me speak. Golly.
You took
Yeah.
a running back in the
The
first
reason-
round.
Yeah, and no, and here's why you take a running back in the first round.
He was
in that
good. He was
situation. Hear me out. The number one biggest need Pittsburgh had was a running back. We needed a running back more than we need any other specific position. Not only that, but it was an incredibly incredibly deep offensive line draft. And on top of that, we are historically really good at getting very high quality offensive linemen in late to mid rounds. With that
Actually,
being
I
said,
can't disagree. That he's right.
plus you have no running back left if you pass on him and you take him and you take a running back in the second round. And it was the top 3 running backs and then it falls off a cliff. So you have to take Najee, who slipped to the end of the first round. It's not like we used a top 10 pick on him. We used a late first round pick on him. So with that being said, that is a very good pick. Second round, that's Fryermuth. And again, he was supposed to go mid first round, and he somehow slid to the end of the second. Not to mention, he's a great blocking tight end who runs zone run. Najee Harris also ran zone run too, but so let's keep that in mind. That's a fine draft pick right there. I'm totally okay with that. We needed a blocking tight end.
All right. Anyway,
Yeah.
I give them a B.
And
They get a C.
B?
whoa. Let me finish. The Steelers, out of that draft class, mark my words. Next season, we will have 4 starters from this draft class. This upcoming season, 4 of them will be starters. And we got the best fucking player in the entire draft. Presley Harvin III. He is a 260-pound, thick punter who was an absolute cannon for a leg. He can get down 40 yards downfield. And if that was not enough, the most important thing to punting, he is amazing. He is an accomplished saxophone player. And he ran a 4.
Frank, are you gonna mute him?
This guy is making his fucking interview fucking.
Presley Harvin.
He's
is
trying to
the
get on the Pat McAfee
future
show
of
here.
football.
That's apparently what it is.
He is
Feeling to the
find
B.
me
Okay.
one
So,
other player
as
that
we
has
know,
that do what he
Bruce
does.
wants an A. I hear
They get a
Joey
C.
say C. What does everybody else say?
B. I say B.
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 B. Okay.
So wait.
So we're also going to cancel out Bruce and Joey, and we're gonna put him at B.
That's
Acceptable.
Who
Fucking
drafted the meme guy? I don't know. Who was the meme guy this draft class?
Presley
Oh,
Harvin.
no,
Presley
shut
Mac
up.
Harvin.
Jones.
No, there was a guy who had like a collection of memes, but there was a. Didn't the Raiders get a Dante something?
No, they got Divine Diablo.
Divine Diablo.
There
I
you
was
go.
thinking,
That's
I was
a
thinking
cool-
about
that's
Devil
a
May
cool
Cry
name.
for a second.
Oh yeah, oh
Divine
yeah. Oh, hold
Diablo.
on. Before we continue, who do you guys think has the best draft grade based on a team name? Who drafted a player with a really good name?
Presley Harvin the third, and we got a guy named Louder Milk. Louder Milk.
Okay.
Let's say,
Okay,
hey,
I'm
who
not
got a
gonna
long
lie.
snapper
Shit,
called
what
Cheese?
is it?
Someone got a long snapper by the name Cheese, something with cheese,
Cheesehead.
and it wasn't the Packers.
No, like Cheesewood. It's like
Cheesewood. I think it was
Cheesewood?
Cheesewood.
What
Okay.
about Alex Leatherwood?
Yeah,
Leatherwood is good.
Leatherwood.
Leatherwood. The Rams. The
Oh
Rams got
yeah.
someone named
Who
Dick
drafted Amon Ross St. Brown?
Funk. Oh, he went to the
That sounds
Lions.
like
He
a
went to
dark
Lions.
choice. The poor
the
What
Rams
about
doesn't
what about
deserve it.
what about JOK going to the Browns?
I mean, yeah, it's a good pick. We already gave him a name.
Guys,
No,
the
I'm
thing
saying
is,
that's
the
a pretty cool
Rams
name.
did this the
J.
best.
Did you say
Well-
JOK?
That's his. Yeah, that's what
his
people were calling
nickname.
him.
Oh
That's his
no,
nickname.
no nicknames. We're talking about We're
That's
talking
not
about
his real
government
name.
names.
Government name.
Ooh,
Hey, guys,
Motherfucking name
guys.
is
Chaz
Louder Milk.
Surratt.
Louder Milk,
The
guys.
Rams,
We will win
they
because
have-
our
we-
milk is
we
louder than
drafted-
yours. It's such a great
We
fucking
drafted
name.
we drafted Jake Funk and played Funky Town as he walked up to the
Okay,
Hey,
that's
Funky
cool.
music,
That's
Vato.
cool. That's cool.
got-
Okay, I
No,
like
they didn't
that.
play
Not
that.
gay.
All
play that
right,
funky
that
town. They
was a
played
nice little
funky
snippet
town.
away from the draft grade.
The Vikings drafted a guy named Chaz Surratt.
That was a nice little snippet to
Anyway,
hopefully
next
get
team.
the tensions down in the room. Let's move it on.
God.
Next
And
team.
this is the one I've been looking forward to. Joey, you're up.
Ah, 11 and
I
5.
had time. All right, I've had time to think about this.
After putting on the Brady
Patrick
jersey and,
Surtain.
risking your life on stream.
And
F.
and now, I would like to formally apologize to Patrick Surtain II because you are an excellent player and you're going to help out our defense immensely. However, with that being said, I only have 2 words.
Justin Fields.
Justin Fields.
Justin Fields. I don't give a flying, flipping, bracketing fuck
Well, you know, Tom Grassi?
if we needed a cornerback. You know what else we
It
need?
is going.
You know what else we need?
And everything.
Somebody
Jesus.
who can throw the fucking ball. and guess what, Chris? Guess what? I wouldn't
Yeah.
sign Jesus if he couldn't throw the ball.
Oh.
What?
If a specific somebody in HEW hockey sticks, if they could throw a ball, well, just spray some holy water around the stadium, keep them locked there, and pay
I'm sorry.
him with the ashes of Elway's GM contract.
I don't even know what he's talking
Broncos.
I don't
about.
know either.
Get in F.
But anyways, besides that, we had an overall decent draft. We got a good running back late. We got a guy whose nickname is the Gut as an offensive lineman. He's an absolute beast. We got, I know we got a couple other key position players. I think we got a wide receiver somewhere later in the rounds. So overall, I'm gonna say we get a C plus.
I'm down to say C.
See,
I like the
Yeah.
idea of C.
Shit.
Because
Say D for that. Patrick
because
Surtain.
It was a decent
Well-
draft, but they missed the primary target first round, and that's what really makes it not that decent of a draft anymore.
Fine, I'll give
and
him
then
Even
we
Perna was
didn't, and then
pissed.
weren't there more than just Trey Lance, Trevor Lawrence, Mac Jones, Justin Fields? Weren't there more quarterbacks
Ian
that just weren't
Book.
popular?
Kyle Trask.
Kyle Trask.
I forgot
You
that
can take
was-
another white guy
drafted-
in Ian Book.
Who drafted Kyle Trask?
The Bucks.
Of course they
Really?
Yeah.
Because they're going to suck the life out of his soul and put it in Brady so he could play 5 more years.
they're gonna
They're gonna do more
put in,
witchcraft.
yeah.
But we're gonna move on now to the biggest
Joe's gonna
team that was talked about this draft class, and only because some guy with a nice bit of facial hair on his face woke up today and said, "Fuck the Packers, I'm gone." He didn't leave,
No.
but he
He
made
actually said
everybody. He made everybody think he was going
Joey,
to.
have you been
so-
living under a rock?
No, I know. I didn't know he actually said I'm not. I mean, I know he said
He's not happy
coming
with the
back,
organization.
but-
He's come out multiple
He-
occasions saying he's not happy with the organization.
He mocked the GM.
I mean,
He mocked the
I-
GM. That's
somebody
right.
recorded
I
mocking
think
the
that's
GM.
probably. I think that's probably the reason why we didn't take a quarterback is because the Broncos think we're giving Rodgers, even though that's absolutely delusional.
Shut the
It sounds like you
You're,
guys are
you're
having
so
close.
fucking delusional. God, this group of people.
Did I not just say that? Did I not just say the Broncos are delusional?
Did you
Guys,
just you
guys.
literally just spewed out of your mouth that the Broncos going to pick up Aaron Rodgers because he's not happy with the Green Bay Packers? You spewed that
No,
out
no,
of
I
your
said
No,
I
he
said that
did
the
not.
Broncos think they're
Stop.
going to, even though they're not, because that's delusional.
Okay, where are we ranking the
They're gonna
Where are we
try.
ranking the Packers? Where are we ranking the Packers?
I give them a B because they still, I mean, regardless of getting more receivers in the first round, they still used their pick smartly, got themselves a cornerback to back up Kevin King. And
Yes.
you know what? They had themselves a pretty damn good draft. I give them a B.
Yeah.
I'll give them- They had a good draft.
All right.
They had a really good draft.
B's around the table. Next up is Carolina.
I don't know too much about Carolina, to be quite honest with you guys.
See?
Anyone else pay attention to them?
Not really.
Is Cam still playing on the team?
No, that's
Oh,
good.
then yeah, I don't pay
I mean,
attention anymore.
That's old news.
The only reason I did was because I was worried they were going to take Justin Fields.
All right, Joey, you're the only one with insight. Tell us what you think.
I don't think he even knows either.
Uh,
Teddy
Unremarkable,
Bridgewater's dope.
unremarkable,
Give him a
decent,
C.
decent draft. Yeah.
See?
See.
C.
Yeah, I like the idea of C.
C.
All right.
Yeah, we don't know. Just give him a C.
All right, guys. Next up is the Vegas Raiders.
Nice.
D.
Divi-
Actually, they had a,
D for
Yeah.
Divine Diablo.
I'd say
It's-
C.
I'll give it a C. I don't think
Okay.
there's anything special.
Why
give it
would
a
you?
They were I'll say this: they were unremarkable. They filled certain holes, but then they just had no theme in mind. They weren't focused on, all right, let's rebuild that
May I-
linebacker core. They weren't focused on.
Oh,
all right,
hold
let's
up,
put
hold
some
up, hold up,
protection
hold
from
up.
There.
What do you got, Tanner?
Yes.
May I ask, why would you draft Alex Leatherwood when you had, I believe, Christian Darrisaw and the guy from USC still on the board?
Yeah, good point.
Okay, D it is.
I mean, what the hell was that?
That's
Well, the guy
Chucky for
from
you.
US
D. Raiders get a D.
I know, lucky for me, but
It still
That's
makes
Chucky.
They must see something in him.
It still makes no sense to Tanner in the end of the day. It just makes no sense to the
I still
NFL fan
think-
in the end of the day why they wouldn't take him. All right, next.
That aside, kind
Oh, sorry.
of,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
C, because I mean, kind of like with the Broncos, they had one terrible primary pick, but I mean, their draft was all right.
Pretty good.
Like they didn't have a theme in mind. They didn't. Yeah, I think they picked really well. I think they deserve. I think they deserve a C, not a like. It wasn't bad. It wasn't that bad. Aside from that,
I'll give him a C.
All right, I have two
C.
C's. Can I hear a defense, or are we moving it to C?
C.
C.
I've already heard from you two. I'm asking from everybody else in this Discord call.
see.
I'm still saying D.
Chris?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with Joey.
All right. Well, unfortunately, the majority is going to put it at C.
All right.
All right.
Washington redacted. And apparently they're going to pick a team name soon. They already got all of the
I'm gonna
submissions
say-
in, so they're going to pick a
I'm
team
hoping.
name. soon.
I'm
gonna say
hoping it's the
D.
Washington Wildflowers.
You voted too?
Of course I
the
did.
Washington Dogecoins.
I think it's gonna be Red Wolf.
I'm gonna honestly.
It's a cool name.
Red Wolf. Red Wolves is actually a really cool name. Red Wings too, because then it'd be honoring. the
It could be the
Saskatchewan
Washington. It could be the Washington Jets, even though that'd be a bad name.
That'd be a terrible
Oh no, wait,
name.
the New York Jets
Hey,
already
what
exist.
about-
Never mind.
The Washington Generals.
Wash-
Oh,
Washington, what are they
God.
doing?
Wasn't that
The
AAF?
Washington. The
No, that was
Washington,
no. I'm talking about
Washington.
the movie,
That
the
was a
one with
movie.
Keanu Reeves,
Oh.
The Replacements.
What about
Actually, no,
Washington
wait.
Weed
They wouldn't.
Whackers?
No. They wouldn't do anything. They wouldn't do anything related to the founding fathers. Absolutely not.
You know,
They
the
said
problem
that?
is Dan Snyder.
Well,
Dan
think
Snyder has
about
no
it. Why
dignity.
did they change? Why did they change their name previously? Because of certain connotations. And what are the founding fathers under attack for as of basically this entire decade?
Yeah, okay, fine.
Okay, we don't do
Okay, fine.
politics,
If you-
Joey.
yeah, if you want to get that, like deep.
I didn't
then
say
sure.
nothing. I was just pointing
I
it
know.
out.
I didn't say
Hey.
I didn't say you weren't saying anything, but yeah, if you wanted to get that deep, then sure, you don't want to be really associated with the founding
Let me
fathers.
just leave this with this thought, guys. Let me just leave you with this thought. They could, I personally think, to right the wrongs to an extent, that you could go name them the Red Tails as an homage to the Tuskegee Airmen, who are probably one of the greatest group of black pilots. But knowing Dan Snyder, he doesn't have the dignity or the historical knowledge to care enough. But anyway, I think their draft was unremarkable, and I give them a D because it was not only unremarkable, they signed freaking Fitzpatrick, which was one of the dumbest things ever if you're trying to develop a quarterback. At the same time, they've ignored massive holes on defense and offense. Montez Sweat is going to be out there by himself, kind of like I personally think like the Fresh Prince in that one meme where he's literally standing in the living room after they clear the furniture. Personally, I give them a D for that. They had themselves a really unremarkable draft and failed to address multiple issues. For me,
Alex, why do you
Yes.
hate Fitzpatrick so much?
he's the most pointless quarterback in the league.
What don't you want him
So
to see?
pointless.
Don't you want him to play for all 32 teams? That's his goal.
No,
Don't you want him to achieve
No.
his goal?
Nobody wants to be a
I want
He
him to
needs
journeyman.
to achieve journeyman status.
He should have played for
I want
the
him to get the
Patriots,
hell
so it
out
could
of the
have
league
been
and
all
stop
the
ruining
teams in the
people
AFC
and just let
East.
people play football.
You know, I think one thing people forget about Fitzpatrick is that he is a 7th round pick.
I know, but the thing
By
is,
the Rams.
he's the most point.
See, now
Yeah, he
here's
is
the
by the
thing.
Rams. I
Washington
know.
is going to roll the same thing that Miami rolled when Fitzpatrick was there. You put in Heineke, and then you replace Fitzpatrick in the fourth quarter.
Let me put
Yeah.
to you this way though. The thing is, do what they had with Tua. Tua was hyped up to be something good, and at least Miami had something good on the way. The football team does not have that. They do not have that. They have a good coach. They have a few decent picks on defense, but they do not have that.
So we're slotting this in at a, well, I don't know. Where are we slotting
D.
this in?
I give them a D.
D.
All right, let's do that.
D.
All right, D it is. We're keeping it there. Oh, fuck. All right. It's
Oh.
my turn.
No, we have some breaking news. We have some relatively breaking
Nope.
news.
Shush.
Admirals.
Nope.
No,
Shush.
breaking news is fucking big.
Okay. Next up. Oh, fuck. It's me. I don't know.
You just muted.
Here, yeah, I muted him. I don't want to hear his breaking news. I will unmute him after I'm done saying my piece. Because I bet you it's unrelated.
Okay.
He disconnects.
Wait.
I bet you it's unrelated. That's why I muted him.
All right.
Anyway.
I don't know. It was like the thing is like I think Cardinals in the same boat as Tampa Bay, where it's we made all of our or not Tampa Bay, but we made all of our moves in free agency, not in the draft. So it was really just pick up some supplemental picks. Granted, we're still wondering where Fitz's replacement is. I guess B.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
I say B. Tell Bruce to
Yeah.
come back in.
Somebody else do it. I'm recording a video. Yeah, no, but yeah, see, Alex,
Don't
that's
tell
what.
him
Yep, okay, Alex in the chat. That's what I mean, though. Like, yeah, they got JJ Watt. This is a draft grade, not a free agency grade. If it was a free agency grade, they would have an A. They got JJ Watt, but this is a draft grade, and based on picks in the draft,
Tell Bruce to come back. Tell Bruce to
I
come
got it,
somebody,
I got it
yeah,
already.
yeah, somebody else. I'll unmute him. I'll unmute him. Next up is Buffalo.
I give him a C. They didn't really. They didn't have much they needed to fix though.
True.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
down
they
for
have
C.
much to fix. Yeah, see.
They're saying really unremarkable.
Okay. All right, Alex, go on a rant. It's Seattle.
Seahawks. Seahawks.
The floor is yours,
deserve
my
a
friend.
genuine S. Definite S, and I'll tell you why. Well, to start, let me ask you gentlemen a question. What has been the primary issue with the Seahawks, like in terms of lack of depth? What has been their primary issue?
Offensive line.
Offensive line.
Yes. And
Offensive
what did they?
line.
You know what they picked with their very first pick? They picked a receiver, and not just that, they decided to pick a receiver when you already have Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf. And
Two of the
it gets worse
two of the
from there,
best
my-
receivers right now.
Yeah, okay. Okay, lack of knowledge. I get that.
And let me explain this else. Also, it's not the Texans have the Texans had I think the second fewest selections, but they still avoided that, at least trading around to get more picks out of it. Understandable. How many picks do you think Seattle had this whole draft? How many picks?
Like
Wild guess.
5?
Oh,
Oh no, they
I
traded
know
for
the
Jamal.
number.
Well, actually no, they should have gotten more picks. So actually, because they traded for Jamal
They
Adams,
should
they
have. They
should have gotten
traded
more picks. So
also-
actually, I would say 6.
it's all the property of the Jets now. So have a guess as to how many they had left over. They had the
I know
fewest
the
in the
number.
draft.
Oh shit! They're
All they had was the first round.
They didn't even have a first round. They had a second
Yeah,
round right
first
before us.
All they had was the second round pick.
They had a second round pick, a fourth round, and a sixth round. They
I'm
had
down
three
for
picks
shit.
All draft.
I'm okay with shit.
Ah.
They had a second, a fourth, and a sixth, and they didn't draft an lineman.
Do you know what makes it worse? What makes it so much worse is that they wasted their sixth round pick on a guy by the name of I forgot his first name, Forsyth. They hailed him. They claimed to the media that he was a projected second or third round talent as a guard. In fact, he was actually rated by CBS and ESPN to go undrafted. Then they made 2 other picks out of the undrafted supplemental draft. That is terrible. That is freaking terrible. They did nothing to help their linebackers. The only thing they did to help was get Gabe Jackson, who was a product of a Tom Cable system, which, if you ask Derek Carr and Russell Wilson beforehand, was genuinely prone to just giving up a crap ton of sacks. So come on, how can it not be anything above S?
Yeah, no, I agree with that one.
All right, is
I'm
Bruce
okay
coming
to
back
agree with
yet?
that.
I don't know.
Okay. Jets.
Suck.
Mm-hmm.
They had a decent draft. They still had a decent
So-
draft. Come on.
I'm actually gonna say the Zach Wilson pick is kind of a bad one, only because, yeah, they needed a quarterback. At the same time, though,
They need everything.
how are you supposed to develop a quarterback if you don't have a team built around him in the first place?
That's true.
Yeah.
I don't know who the Jets have as their back. Oh, Joe Flacco, that's right. So I guess taking Zach Wilson was the right. I mean, of course, if they didn't take a quarterback, everybody would have been saying, "Oh, they butt
Joey,
fumbled the
Flacco's
draft
with Philly.
again." What,
Goes in Philly.
but I mean,
Jalen Hurts.
Yeah,
is
I
Flacco's in
still
Philly.
would
Oh, yeah,
have.
it's
I still
Hurts.
would have taken like Penei Sewell, maybe. I mean, maybe not at 2, but I just don't feel like Zach Wilson was the right pick for the Jets.
I'll tell you this, guys. You know what? I personally think they deserve a B because the thing is, Robert Saleh doesn't seem. I can understand because they don't get a B and A for this reason, but I see it as more Robert Saleh decided to hone in on what he knows best and what the Jets had to offer, and that was defense. They made some actually rather clever picks to actually rebuild that O-line. They had some good picks to rebuild that pass defense. So, I mean, I feel like they have a lot to prove, made a lot of improvement on defense. Offense, I feel like he just didn't seem to care as much because, I mean, at the same time, he's a defensive-minded coach. I mean, I'll leave it at that. I give them a B for that, but you guys can probably disagree with me.
No, I'm okay with B.
Mhm.
All right. We are at the very last team in the draft, and it is New England.
Well, they got their They got their replacement for Brady.
And they got more, what's his name? Christian Moreland or something? I forget. Who's that guy I kept predicting
Sorry,
to go
I'm having some signal
earlier
issues.
in the draft?
You're
Yeah.
good.
I give them an A.
Oh,
They had a
wow.
really good draft.
TJ Oshie
Yeah.
scored a hat
They had
trick.
a really good draft.
A, you say yeah,
So
good,
TJ
good draft. Good draft from New England.
They had a really good draft. Like,
Okay.
they
Cam-
got themselves a quarterback of the future. They got him protection.
Cam might ride the bench if Mac
We'll see.
Jones shows good in
Yeah,
camp.
if he shows it in training camp, then yeah, he could be. Definitely could be. That's definitely not ruled out of the
AFC
picture.
East is going to be pretty fun to watch this year.
Mm-hmm. All right, we're gonna go over the rest of these draft picks, and let's see if we want to move anything. So our A tier is Miami, Detroit, San Francisco, Chargers, and Patriots. B is
Thinking about it now, move Detroit.
Move what?
Move Detroit down. Honestly, the thing is, yeah, they got them. I just think thinking about it though, they got themselves protection, but really, what else did they have in mind to go for? I don't see. They never did anything that specifically wowed me. They never did anything out of the ordinary to either hone in on offense or defense. They didn't do anything like primarily to get pass rushers or cornerbacks to really build around that defense. But I'm gonna bump them down one.
Anybody else agree or disagree with this?
I agree.
All right.
All right. So we're gonna move Detroit down. Okay, so our A tier is now Miami, San Francisco, Chargers, and New England. Our B tier is Cleveland, Jacksonville, Minnesota, Atlanta, Chicago, Colts, Rams, Chiefs, Eagles, Steelers, Packers, Cardinals, Jets, Lions.
There's a lot of teams in B, but I'm gonna say bump the Jags down because they were predictable, but they did nothing to rebuild that
I
part
like
of the
that too.
defense. They didn't get
Yeah.
Drop them to C.
All right.
bump the Jags down.
Okay, cool. Our C tier: Bucks, Ravens, Cowboys, Broncos, Panthers, Raiders, Bills, Jaguars.
I think that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
D tier: Bengals, Titans, Saints, redacted.
The worst things that they're in the Broncos position, except the thing is they have existing people to keep that defense young and moving, and yet they opted not to get the one thing they needed most. I'm gonna defend that still. I'm saying the Saints should be bumped down to S.
Anybody else agree with this pick?
No.
No? Yeah, me neither. They're gonna stay where they are.
Sorry, Alex.
Our three teams in shit are Houston, Giants, and Seahawks.
That's fine.
I think this is good.
Okay, move
Thank
the
you,
move the
Houston.
Giants to D.
Move the Giants to D?
Really?
No.
No.
Nope. You're getting outruled there. Sorry, bud. All right.
The
Parking
Giants
lot.
made a man wear plungers and punch his chair.
Parking lot faithful. Here is your NFL draft tier list. Here it is in all of its glory. It was a mess, but we made it through. Thank you for sticking with us through this long and arduous process. If you guys want,
unrelated to football, TJ Oshie scored a hat trick.
cool, but unfortunately that's gonna be the end of the show because I'm tired.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, I'm hungry.
thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe and check out the links down below. We'll see you all later. Bye bye.